I found that there's 2 canoers on the lake, so it's not just me up now. We've got the sails up and I'm just practicing with this little GoPro sticky mount thing. This isn't ideal, but you can see me. This boat is full of weird dodgy angles. The best place to put it was up there, but the jib sheets are going to get in the way, and even these you can see are in the way there. Depends if the jib sheets go inside or outside the shrouds. I don't know. But there we go. Yeah, so I'm going to motor back now, have something to eat, get some bits and bobs that I've forgotten. But actually I'll show you. I have actually, or if I can just get that out, I've got the main mast up with the main sail is there. This is a great thing about this boat. You can just get rid of the sail, bring it down, tie it up. And there we go. Oh, train's running. And the same with the Mizzen, and you can just motor about, or even use just your jib if you want to. Got so many different sail plans with this boat, which is one of the reasons I got it. My only problem is my jib halyard is not tight enough. So look at this, these are the shrouds here. If I tighten it up, I can't open my jib, which is really bizarre. So I've got to work that out. But I think what we'll do now is go back to the mooring, get in the camper van and just have a few minutes out. So getting off the mooring, even though you're not going to see too much, because it's such a big boat, I think the best thing to do is get the mooring harness off here. So that's what I'm going to do first. So I've actually got the mooring, the strop, I beg your pardon, the strop in my hand. And then I guess we just let that go. And normally you'd want to be motoring, or I could actually get like a little line that I could bring that back so I could let it go. Because also let it go at the mercy of my motor. So I'm just going to pop it around this little peg. I'm just going to get rid of the Mizzen just because one more complication. There we go. So we've got the motor. The motor is running. What you could do is lead it down the side of the boat, but I'm just going to let it go. This is what happens. Because I've got the motor, I know it's running. There we go. We're just going to reverse off. Oh, let's move this buoy. You can see we're now turning. I'm going to put a little bit of motor on. And we're gone. Gosh, you can see how much we've drifted in that short amount of time. The buoys are over there. I don't think if you can see them. They're 10-15 metres away already. And off we go. Get us some clear water. I'm going to put the main board down to see if it stops us moving about a bit. There we go. Just want to get clear of all these boats. As you can see, if I just put this amidships, boat still doesn't maintain such a good course. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this centreboard down. Okay, we've got it down a little bit. I just realised it's tied off at the front. Let's see if that helps just even a little bit. Actually, it has. I can feel the boat pointing better now. There we go. The main sail is coming apart. Right, we managed to get off the shore. I need to get my camera set up on this boat better. Wow, that was hard work actually. The boat was so well pushed in. I managed to get her off by using the anchor. I'm sort of pulling her off. I could push her off the shore anyway. I'm sure she'll be fine. We're just going across the lake now. The idea was that I was going to sort of come out to here and then sort of get the sails up and have a sail, but it's a bit hectic and there are moments like this, whoa, where the waves are crazy big. Look at the waves. These are amongst the biggest waves I've seen on the lake, to be honest with you. The other reason it's a no is, you know, it's the first, I haven't actually sailed this boat properly yet, and these are the worst conditions really I could have picked to do a maiden voyage all on my own. So, you know, the other reason is it might take me half an hour to moor up. And yeah, the idea was we just sit in the middle here, float and get sailing. Whoa, look at this. Whoa! Look at the boat, look at her go. Yeah, these are tough conditions, and also the weather forecast is saying 40 miles an hour later today. So, yeah. Okay, this boat can handle that sort of weather-ish. I mean, 40 miles an hour is quite a lot. But not when the sailor can't handle it. And really the limitation on any boat for me is me, not the boat. So look, we're having a jaunty little ride. We'll get in the lee of this hill here, hopefully. Although I think the weather's coming right up the lake now. And I think what we'll do, we'll moor up and we'll call it a day today. Look at the gusts. Wow, that's a gust. Yeah, it's quite choppy. These waves are, I mean, I know the camera doesn't really do them justice, but the waves, they're banging the boat at times, and some of the waves are like 2 feet. So, you know, I know that's pretty small really in the grand scheme of things, but I'd rather not do our maiden voyage in that. Get an idea of how big the waves are. Look at this. We've found just a little bit of respite. Just look round this little bay here, where you can see the waves are a lot bigger. They're breaking over there, and we've just got found this little cove. We're about, it's hard to tell how deep we are here, about 6-7 feet, and we've anchored. We've chucked the anchor in, let the boat reverse itself, and what we're going to do, we're just going to double check we're not moving. I redid my central navigation course yesterday. Whizzed through it, but you know, just to refresh myself. One of the things was anchoring, and you don't have to use any trig points or bearings if you're if you're this close to shore. If you're this close to shore, we know that we're by that little run in and that white plant and that tree, and we just give it 5 minutes. Make sure we're not being pushed into shore, and we know we're okay. It was so wavy then that the propeller was cavitating, it was coming out of the water. Doesn't seem to go so deep, this prop. It's definitely the long version, but you know, maybe I'll try and measure that, see if I get a probably going to get a petrol one of some nature and check it's a bit longer maybe for the sea. Look, we look like we're actually getting closer to shore here. So this is why you always check. We're definitely closer to shore. So this is why when you anchor, especially in rough weather, you always stay with the boat and make sure it's secure before you leave it for any period of time. Ooh, bit of sun. Yeah, because it looks like the anchor's holding, but we aren't. We are definitely dragging, because you can see we've moved what? From that white flower, we've definitely moved down a little bit. We're not quite at the end of those reed bushes. I've got my sort of, I think they're called a fin anchor, which is not the best in rock. You need a grapple maybe, or something else. Wow, you can see these waves coming in now. Whoa, look at this. So I don't think it's wise to stay here very long, to be frank. You want to get pushed onto this shore as well. So we're going to go and retrieve the anchor. I think we're going to, look, we'll go for a little jaunt, and then we'll go be on our merry way, I think. The other reason we need to not, you know, get too much water in the boat, we haven't got a bilge pump, so yeah, that's something else we need to do. Yeah, I don't think I've been in the lake when it's been this rough. There's been moments, but on the mirror, you know, little waves can feel like monsters. On here, this is quite a big boat, and you can just see these big rolling waves that are coming in now, and the wind is building. We've actually moved forward a little bit now. Obviously pulled on the anchor a tad. I think we are stable. We're just moving around a little bit and swinging a little bit, as you can see. We are probably stable. Ideally we would have anchored a bit further out. However, it goes very, very deep very, very quickly in this lake. So, and this anchor's not really very long anchor. So let's get the motor on and let's get going. We're going to give this motor just a tickle of forward. There we go. And then we're going to just pull this anchor up slowly but surely. The reason I've got the motor on just pointing to port with a little bit of motor on is when you're on your own, you know, in this weather, you pull the anchor up and the boat's gone. So I can feel the anchor's now lifted. Hang on, I'm going to put this down. Oh. Just get this on board. Worry about it. There you go. Look, now we're turning away. Just buys me a few, 30 seconds. And there we go, away we are. Wow. I'm having to use the engine on almost full power to get us anywhere with any sort of speed. So I'm going to go do a little bit of beating into the wind, show you some of these waves that are coming over the bow. I would be really reticent to sail in the mirror in this. Well, look at these. Whey. Whoa. You can see how slow we go. Okay, here's full power. You know, we're barely walking past that. Practice. It's all good practice. I mean, one of the reasons I thought I'd go for a potter about is just because, you know, I did this in my mirror when I had my first nightmare week, and then the next week it was quite calm, so I just got the motor on and messed about in the calm lake, and I learned a lot that day, and I'm learning a lot about how this boat feels as well. Wow! Woo. Woohoo! I'm trying to work out what these would be like in my mirror. These waves are getting quite big now, so I think we're going to round buoy 6, I think that is up there, just ahead, and we're going to go home to our mooring, moor up, live to fight another day. I think that's the moral of the story today. Here's buoy 6. Look at these waves. Wow. Right, we're going to take it easy. When you're beam on to these waves, it's really uncomfortable. I'm just going to go beam on just for a little bit, but look at this. Look at this. We're being jostled. A 19-foot lugger being jostled. So, tell you what we're going to do. We're going to cut the engine. And I'm going to get this centreboard down, but oh my lord! And also I want to feel what this boat feels like drifting, because actually the mirror drifts beautifully. The mirror drifts like you know, puts its stern into the wind quite quickly, and it just sits there quite nicely, to be frank. It also heaves to quite nicely as well. Whereas this, I'm told this boat, you can just leave it drifting. Seems to like its seems to like its stern. Yeah, it seems to go beam on. Oddly. So, we're going to put this centreboard down, because I want to see if it'll help with steering. So let's put it down nice and gentle, because it didn't come off the... Hang on, what's going on here? We want to just be careful. Okay. So that's all the way down there. Now, I can just stay there. Now what we want to do is just make sure that can't flip back up. So if you look, when you pull this, that wants to come up. So if we can stop that coming up with this line here, it's a bit odd this, I don't know why the pulleys have gone right in. Whether that's right, I don't know. I think it is. But let's just see if we hold that line taut tight. No, that'll come up. So we need to sort of, oh I see, yeah. Whether these lines should come through here or not. But we need to make sure that when we, let's try that. When the boat, if the boat were to capsize, we don't want to have the centreboard going down. So let's see if that, I can now pull it up. Oh yeah, I can. Okay, so actually it needs to be simpler than this. I thought it would go round there. But actually if we just use the same line, and we will, that'll do. There we go, let's see if that'll, there you go, now we can't pull it up. Yeah, it won't go, yeah, it needs to pull on that. So well, now it's stuck down, which is brilliant. Just get rid of this spare line. So the centreboard's now down. There's a little bit of respite with the wind right now. You can see how far we've drifted already. The boat definitely goes beam onto the sea if it's, which is not great, is it really? You want the stern or the, obviously the bow into the wind, but I don't think any boat, the bow would go into the wind. But it is stable. And if we put the mizzen up, we could probably steer the boat into the wind with just that. So the other thing I want to now do is see if we motor, is to see if we've got a little bit more better pointing. Because before it was hard to keep the boat on any sort of line. It's raining for the house over there. We've got a little bit of, I think what happens with this boat is it gets windage on the hull, and I think that's probably normal for a big boat. And if you see you know, autopilots, wow, woo, there's a big gust there, look at that. You can see the gust on the ripples on the water. But you do see that the autopilot on the big yachts, you know, the tiller is always going hell for leather. So maybe it is just you just get a lot of windage. But my little mirror won't stay in a straight line either anyway. Actually it's much better now with the centreboard down. Yeah, there's some big waves out here now. Here we are now, almost running now down the lake, if you like. Whoa! You can see how much I'm having to steer. As these waves are coming over us, under us, sorry. Thank God they're not over us. Look at these biggies, look there. So these are big boys coming in here. Look at these. What I would say is I've not felt at any time like we were in any danger at all. You know, the sea doesn't get this big most of the time, you know, inshore. and so I'm quite happy with this boat. It's everything that I wanted, really. Something bigger, more stable, and that, you know, when I get to grips with her, she'll be able to take me out to sea and on some adventures, hopefully. Right, up to the mooring. Whoa. Yeah, so I grabbed it first time with my hand, just put it up to the side, grabbed the pickup buoy, managed to get the strop, easy. Yeah, pretty easy. When you've got a motor, life is a lot easier. Interestingly, that buoy is quite low in the water. Don't know why. Gosh, you can hear the wind blowing through the rigging. That's crazy. So look, I'm gonna call it a day here. The wind is really picking up. I'm gonna get the boat put to bed and we're gonna get to shore. Gonna be a swim, I think. We'll see. No other way of getting to shore. And then we're gonna call it a day. It's taken me ages to get this sorted because I don't know how to put this cover on, so it took me ages to make. I had to feed all the elastic through, otherwise it doesn't get tight and you don't have enough for this side. And in doing that, gosh, it's so rough. I started to feel a little bit seasick first time, but as soon as you look up I feel a lot better. So I was just having 5 minutes there. As you can see, the top is off, the shore is there, we're on a lee shore, so it's going to be an easy swim. I just hope it's not going to be too cold getting in. It's quite cold, but we have no other way of getting to shore, so here goes. Woo. Oh, you get used to it. Yep. Quite cold. But you can see how far I've come. I can touch the floor. There you go. So I can actually touch the floor. Look. So someone told me it's not very deep here. That's brilliant. Thank God for camper vans and towels, which will give me a nice little home just to get myself sorted. Let's have a look at my lugger. There she is. Everything's tightened up on her. She's all there. Let's hope she's there when I come back next week. I think she will be. She's tough as old boots, that boat. Try and find the slipway. There we go. Oh, that's quite racing actually. You can tell the water's warmed up, even though it's not very nice. It hasn't been that nice weather. Whew. Thanks for watching. It's been an odd one today. Really crazy, but I've had fun. That's the main thing. I'll see you again very soon.